In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
Ball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot Off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
pleasant good evening, or good afternoon, we should say. And welcome to Adelaide Arena here at Mount St. Charles Academy. It is another day of RI St. M's hockey on Fans Only Sports Network as the Saints take on the Eagles from Culver Military Academy, and we're underway here in the first period, and the Saints coming off of a 5-3 victory last night over the number one team in the country, Shattuck St. Mary. How much do the boys have left in the tank today to go up against a very difficult Culver side? Culver coming in 6-3 overall in the season. Saints 16-3-2 overall in the season, 6-0 in the PHC, and right away a shot and a score, sliding one across. 32 seconds into the game, it's Jake Gutworth. So Gutworth is going to pick up his 6th of the season. And we're underway. All right, St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network is brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information. And by Hamden Hockey, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Around the backside boards, it's pushed out for the 4 of Francois DeVilliers. And then DeVilliers sends that one all the way back in, kicked aside. As Michael Calibret in net today for these Saints. Metelkin drops that one in. Hit a little bit of traffic. Pulled away by Mason Miller for DeVilliers and dropped down into the zone. Culver is going to go for a line change. Saints work around Bosland. Brings this one out. Long stretched pass as he was looking for Chase Pirtle. Bosland for Pirtle. Comes back to Bosland at the corner. Deflected off and moved along by Yun Yi. Carried back into the zone once again. Saints trying to move offensively, and it was pushed around from the 18 of Montgomery. Pirtle cycles back, drops one for Mertz. Across to Bosland again as he was looking for Caracello. Half of a line change for the Saints. They'll complete it on a dump and chase, trying to right there as they had the door open to the bench area. This one will get all the way down, and the Saints will complete the line change. So Mertz works the backside with Caracello, Prosma, Hunter Bruce, and the 12 of Connor Jangle. Tapped off the stick of Bergen. Bergen pushing that one forward for the Eagles, all the way in the back corner, looped around by Jangle. Looking for Caracello, came out to the point where it was fired on net by Keenan, and the save made by Calibret. Michael Calibret, 2.15 goals against average, 89.8 save percentage on a 4-1-1 record throughout this 22-23 season. DeVilliers sends one across for Shepard. Jangle for the Saints. as it deflects up off of the stick of the 16 of Gutworth, who has the goal that stands on the scoreboard right now. Across for Venecinque. Looped around the backside boards, trying to get a hold of it. Was the 28 of Vincent King, and King lost an edge and went down in the process. De Villiers still on the ice for Culver as he gets that one forward for Crowley. Crowley, hard shot, was fired up and went wide. For Sam Trush, as he gets that one forward, pushed along by Carson Yinyi. Taken away by Mount Murphy to Omicelli. Omicelli gets run into the boards at the back end as Trush battles against him. Bosland comes across for a streaking Metelkin, and that one had to get kicked aside, but it stood on the back door for a moment. Vaughn McCarr in net for Culver Academy, as this one's taken by Zhang. Zach Zhang around for the 8 of Keenan. Metelkin takes that one away for the Saints and moves it along. A dump all the way down, chased by Thomas New. Saints go for a line change. Pirtle back on the ice along with Montgomery, Riley Mullen, and Connor Jangle. Carried through the neutral zone. Montgomery dispossessed the 21 of Zhang. Across for Keenan as Keenan runs that one to the backside boards. Montgomery for Pirtle. Kept in the zone by Barrett. For Pirtle. And then Mullen pushes that one to the far side boards as he was looking for the 12 of Jangle. Dispossessed and taken out of the zone by Barrett. Barrett runs in to Thomas New, and Barrett is hurt. And it looks like they are going to call Thomas New 2 minutes for interference. So he'll go to the box, and the Eagles will go on the power play. $13 and change left to go here in the second. Or sorry, in the first. Wow, feels like it's carryover of last night's game or something. De Villiers. As this one goes back into the neutral zone. Looped around by the 18 of Isaac Facto. Montgomery sent that one into the corner. Saints go for a line change. 1:15 remaining in the advantage. Pushed through by King. Caracello will peel that off of the side boards. Trying to get it down, it had to be pushed back to the 13 of Hunter Bruce, and he was able to get it forward. This one will go all the way down. McCarr will play that one behind his own net. 40 seconds remaining in the advantage. Lalonde drags one, and it's fired wide of the cage. Back for Shepard at the blue line. Shepard sent one over to Yanni, and that one goes wide. Lalonde to Shepard. Again from Lalonde on the opposite side, and a save made by Calibret. Taken around the back side by Keenan. Larry Keenan, Midhurst, Ontario, will go to UMass after his time at Culver. Shot, score from the point on a snipe by the aforementioned Keenan. And a broken stick in the process. And this game's knotted at 1. The 18 of Isaac Fecto, who had an assist on the goal as he carries that one forward for Zhang. Back once again for Fecto. And it goes around. Opposite side for Hogan. And a whistle and a stoppage of play, offside called. Pop fly will be grabbed by McCarr. And we'll get a face-off down in the Saints' offensive zone. Metelkin pinned in the corner for a second, tried to loop that one around, was looking for a Michelli. Back for Metelkin as he pushes it across for Murphy. Murphy winds, fires, and a blocker pad save made by McCarr. Came right back out in front, and Murphy stuffed that one on McCarr, and then a number of players tied up in extracurriculars after the play. And they're going to call Jacob Paget from Culver for slashing. And then the 3 of Nick Metelkin, 2 minutes for roughing. And that was Metelkin sticking up for Murphy after the play. Paget slashed Murphy across his wrist. And then Metelkin took offense to it. That's his teammate, that's his guy. And threw Paget into the wall. So we play 4-on-4. Zhang sent one in and a save made by Calibret. Back to the point again for DeVilliers. Will get dumped in, and Alex Bosland will send this one across and start it out for the Saints on the stick of Montgomery. Montgomery trying to go coast to coast, and he got pinned into the backside corner instead as Chase Pirtle is a possible help. Can't do it, and it gets pulled out instead by the 18 of Pecto and carried up through the neutral zone. Pirtle dispossesses Pecto. Pirtle comes back. Pirtle shot, score! Chase Pirtle with all the stick work in the world, and he hits his 6th of the season. The Cornell commit showing some crafty stick work, and he stuck it up over top the shoulder of McCarr, and it's 2-1 Saints with 9 left to go here in the first. Facto, cross for Keenan. Lalonde will dump that one down. It will be chased into the backside corner by Bergen. Pushed out by Bergen. It hit up the backside of the net. And they work it back down into the corner again as it'll be cycled around. Mullen sent that one across for Jangle. Hacked at by Cardelli at center for Thomas New to try to push it through the zone. And instead it lands onto the stick of Pecto and comes back. Mullen re-enters. Drop pass for New. Cardilli right there. So too was the 7 of Joey Crowley. And he sends it forward for Culver. From the 8 of Keenan, back across for Crowley. Dispossessed by Mullen. Thomas New, Riley Mullen, and that one got blocked away by McCarr. Penalty box is empty. We play 5 aside. Mertz and a whistle and a stoppage of play. And they're going to call Thomas New for interference. So it will put Culver on the power play. Shot attempt from the 4 of DeVilliers. Got hit in traffic and comes all the way down. Riego de Dios for DeVilliers. Cycled around by Paget. That one hit Venecinque in traffic, and Gutworth as well. From the opposite side and sliding across was Calibret to stop Paget. DeVilliers. Down in the corner for Shepard. It will be picked up by Gutworth and sent all the way down. Saints go for a line change. Riego de Dios, and they've caught Culver for too many men on the ice. So Culver gets caught for too many men on the ice. And that'll negate the remaining 53 seconds of the power play. And we'll play 4 aside, and then Mount will have a little bit of power play time for themselves. Carried out of the zone by Jangle. As he gets that one to work past Becto, taps it into the back corner. Jangle gets hit hard into the boards. He's a little slow to get up. It continues along for Culver. Pop shot. Saved by Calibret. As Keenan was standing right in front. Pat Murphy. As he works it around the horseshoe for Mullen. Mullen was looking to go to Omicelli in the corner. Instead, it gets popped up all the way back for Mertz. Mertz. Mullen. Back to Mertz again as they're going to make a minor line change for the Saints. Out is Pirtle, who scored the second goal of the day. Mertz for Mullen. Thomas New in the center, and he got tied up with a 22 of Spradlin. Back enough was Mertz as they wave off the icing. 26 seconds of power play time remaining for the Saints with 5 left to go here in the first period on a 2-1 scoreline on this early afternoon matinee. As that one is stopped by McCarr. This U18 side had quick turnaround time after a thriller last night against Shattuck St. Mary. A 5-3 victory for the Saints that sent a pretty raucous Adelard Arena crowd home very happy if you're wearing the red, white, and blue of Mount. DeDios for the 4 de Villiers. Carried out instead by Pirtle for Montgomery. Trying to go back for Pirtle once again. And he gets bumped out of the play. Paget will carry this one forward for Culver. Paget takes a hard shot. And is saved by Calibret. Four left to go in the first. They make an adjustment to the net. The mooring on the right-hand side, a little off the line. Spike pegs in Adelard Arena. As grippy as they can be, it will dislodge the net at times. Mertz sent that one across for Jangled, then to Hunter Bruce. Misconnection behind the goal as Prosma came up with it and almost had one right in front of McCarr. Deflected off of the boot of Caracello, goes wide on the attempt from Mertz. For Hunter Bruce in the corner. Bruce still continues to try to work with that one. Caracello tried to help out, but Paget, that's the 19 of Hogan, came to the better of it, and then all the way down. A save made by Calibret is on his doorstep. It was the 13 of DeDios. Faceoff floated right to Calibret as Mason Miller was standing there. Jangle behind his own net, trying to get forward to Gutworth with a little help from Mertz. They get it forward, but then Gutworth is dispossessed, though it's back in the neutral zone, so Culver has to cycle it back and reset in on Calibret. Another save made after the attempt that came from Bergen. DeVilliers. Bosland for Gutworth. Riley Mullen pushes against Crowley. Puck popped free and then is pinned on the boards again, as this time it's underneath Gutworth. Continuing to poke at it and kicking at it too. A couple of Culver players. And now it finally comes free. DeVilliers sent one back, hard shot that came first from the 6 of Shepard and then from the 2nd of Yin Yi. DeVilliers wide. Carried all the way down by Gutworth. Bosland in front of the penalty boxes to Murphy. Omicelli tapped that one, and it's picked up instead and taken away by King. Minute 15 left to go here in the first. A 2-1 scoreline for the Saints as they lead over this Culver Academy Eagles side. Bosland winds, fires, and that one hit McCarr and went to the side. He'll chase it all the way back in the final minute to go. Big hit on the backside boards. Bosland is down behind his net as he collided with the 9 of Paget. A whistle and a stoppage of play, 37 seconds remaining. For Pirtle, Thomas New. Montgomery got tripped. No call from the referees. Into the deep corner. Final 20 seconds of the period. Mertz to Mullen. Mullen looked to fire. Pulled it back again and had a second opportunity. Riley Mullen. Great awareness. As the horn will sound, and that's going to take us to the end of the first period of play. Jake Gutworth, Chase Pirtle, 2 for the Saints. They lead 2-1 after 1. You're watching RA St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone. Dumps it in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone. Dumps it in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown. Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot Off the post, score!
Let's try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
Two one after one. Saints versus the Eagles. As the Saints have goals from Jake Gutworth and Chase Pirtle. Michael Calibret in net for the Saints. Vaughn McCarr for the Eagles. As we're underway in the second period of play. Pony box is empty, so we play 5 aside as it's worked along by Mason Miller for a moment for the Eagles. Back behind on the back cage for McCarr. Sent through for Miller as he tapped that one across very quickly for a moment to Kyle Bergen, and then back. Big hit in the corner. And it's 17 against 17 as Boslin ran into Miller. Perfecto. Along the sideboards, that one is kicked out, sent off to Lalonde. Lalonde held for a minute. Venesinkwe tried to go the opposite direction. He gets stood up. Line changes ensue for both sides as a stop is made by Calibret. Behind the net, picked up. DeDios to the opposite corner. King for Metelkin now as he dispossessed and carried that one across him. A Jellyard shot that came off of the edge from the 19 of Pat Murphy as he cycles into the corner for that one. Now Michelli, and that one has to be pinned by McCarr. Gato Michelli, East Greenwich, Rhode Island, 8 goals on the season, 5 assists for 13 points, plus 10, one of the top scoring players on the Saints side. Unfortunate for us is that most of Michelli's goals have come on the road and we haven't been able to see them. Hopefully we'll get that in the second half of the season. Mertz for Jangle. Back for Mertz once again as the Saints try to clear the zone for Metelkin, leading pass. Nick Metelkin, and he got kicked out by McCarr. Metelkin is dialed in since yesterday. Had a great goal in the game against Shattuck St. Mary's yesterday in the 5-3 win for the Saints. That's all the way down for icing. And we will get a line change for Mount. Culver will get held with the same players they have on the ice. Thomas New as he wins that one back for Pirtle. Boslin was trying to go across for King. Mishandled it for a second. Got it for Pirtle. Pirtle continues to work around the backside boards. Comes out for King once again. And then pushed all the way back for Pirtle. Montgomery back up top for Boslin. Fires one, and that one goes just wide. Picked up by the 20 of Curley. Curley gets that one for King. King tried to carry it out of the zone for Crowley. He gets stood up by Montgomery. And it ping-pongs around before sliding all the way down to Calibret. Whistle, stoppage of play as the puck flicked up into the seating sections. And we'll get a face-off down to the right side of Calibret. Spun along the blue line for Keenan. Boslin trying to pull it out of the corner. Got it forward to Pirtle, who's able to poke it into the neutral zone. That's going to make Culver retreat. Icing is waved off as King sends this one to New. New for Pirtle. Back for King, and that one streaked away from him, and it sent all the way up. As Calibret sent that one into the neutral zone, and it was brought by Bergen right back on him. All right, St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hampton Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. 16 and change left to go here in the second. Offside called. Hunter Bruce sticking around with Kyle Bergen. On the side was Caracello and the 17 of Mason Miller. And they got warned from the referees. Caracello to the corner. Caracello's stick goes flying as he and Miller ran into each other again. For Bruce to Caracello. Caracello heads to the corner. Keenan dispossesses that one, gets it off of the sideboards. It's carried forward and down into the corner. A wraparound from Lalonde to Villiers. For DeDios, dispossessed by Mertz and carried out of the zone. Venesinque left for Gutworth on the back pass. Venesinque and Cardilli pinned along the board. So too is Gutworth. Comes back out for Venesinque. Now Cardilli. Venesinque, Gutworth, and that one is held by Makar. Well, those three players, when they get together, three difficult forwards to stop, and if they can start to be able to get movement of the puck around, like you just saw in that last sequence, Venesinque, Cardilli, Gutworth, eventually they will find a slot and be able to get one past Makar and see if we can get a third goal on the board for the Saints. 14.5 left to go here in the second period. Venesinque at the blue line. Oh, nifty move off of the boards, and then Gutworth right in front. A little too high. That was the play right there. Christian Venesinque with the spin move off the boards. And Jake Gutworth right in the center. Murphy. From Omicelli at the blue line. Murphy pushes that one back for Mertz. Boslin as the Saints try to open up the ice a little bit. Pat Murphy's going to pick this up on the backside boards. Tapped for Omicelli. Back to Murphy to Boslin at the point. Boslin has an alleyway. Boslin carries. Looks to fire. Got his stick pulled up by Bergen. Flicked up and into the neutral zone for Lalonde. Lalonde dispossessed by Boslin, and they're going to call offside. So a faceoff will come just outside of the offensive blue line for the Saints. Montgomery on the faceoff win. New delayed offsides and then dropped immediately, so maybe not. A missed call by the referees as it's carried out by Unyi. Tapped around the backside boards by Mullen. Unyi. Spradlin had it in the corner. Spradlin dispossessed and quickly moving it out of the zone. The 21 of Chase Pirtle. Sacrificing the body and sliding across was Nolan King. King gets down into the corner, deflects it from DeDios for Montgomery. Blake Montgomery will dump that one around. Pirtle chases McCarr behind the net and almost came away with it. Anson King for Culver Military Academy. That carries all the way back. Prosma, Carasello trying to go backhanded and he's dispossessed. Fecto, great play defensively there for the Eagles. King. As it scoots down the sideboards, Prosma chases it. Along the backside boards was the 20 of Nick Curley. Jangle gets through, comes back. Mertz for Prosma, cycles it back for Jangle. Around once again for the 13 of Hunter Bruce. Carasello looking for Prosma in the center. Comes off of his stick, back for Jangle. Jangle fires one, trying to get the deflection right in front was Bruce. And it will stop play with 11 and change. Face off by Cardilli, wrapped around the backside boards. And another attempt that gets knocked away by McCarr as Cardilli and Venesinque are trying to pressure. Past McCarr, Cardilli around for Gutworth. Gutworth has that one peeled off of his stick by Crowley. Cardilli defensively. And then Gutworth sends it up into the center. Back for Cardilli again, tried to lift that one up over top, but Venesinque goes too far. DeVilliers gets that one for the Eagles. 10 and change left to go here in the second as Gutworth just got stood up right at center ice by King. And now continuing fisticuffs between Cardilli and King. Bosland for Jangle. Jangle has 3 maroon jerseys on him, and all he can do is cycle it back to the blue line and try to hold it before he's dispossessed. Completed line change goes for both sides as Pat Murphy works with this one right by the Zamboni doors. Dropping one off for Omicelli. Back for Murphy once again as Murphy will try to get it out of the corner. Omicelli comes in to help, and pushing it along is Lalonde for Culver. Murphy and the 18 of Fecto. And Fecto's still down, and now they're going to blow the whistle. And Isaac Fecto is the downed player for Culver. We're going to take a break. You're watching RA St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away.
9:14 left to go here in the second after the injury timeout. And a faceoff that can be won by Trush for Culver. He works that around the backside with Curley. Turned out for Bergen. Bergen sent that one through the neutral zone for King, and then it sent all the way back down and popped up into the netting. We'll get a stoppage of play. for Nolan King to Alex Bosland. Forward for Montgomery. Blake Montgomery sends that one all the way down. New chases it as he goes to defend against Trush. Back for the 28 of King. Tapped across. It's moved along by Trush. The backside corner is Crowley. The puck is underneath the catching glove of Calibret. Carried out into the neutral zone. Hogan. Through 3 white and red jerseys, dropped one off there for the 7 of Crowley, and it's fired high. Off the sideboards, Riley Mullen will chase this one all the way down, wraps it around for Jangle. Jangle back to Mullen. Forward for Montgomery, across for Jangle. Jangle carries that into the zone. Can work with Thomas New. New had it skate behind him as he went forward. And then he has to chase it back. In the back sideboard area, New dispossessed of his stick as the puck comes all the way out for Unyi. Zach Zhang. Again on Costin Unyi. Sent across for Curley, fired one, kicked aside by Calibret. Right in the center was an opportunity from Lalonde, dispossessed by Mertz. Pirtle with Hunter Bruce. Bruce will wrap that one around. Mount goes on a line change. Prosma as Caracello bumped into the 20 of Curley. 6.5 remaining here in the second. Still sitting on a 2-1 scoreline. Boslin, Caracello, dispossessed by Mason Miller. Hunter Bruce with Daniel Prosma on the opposite side. Bruce will flick that one back. Boslin couldn't hold it at the blue line and has to track all the way back. Noah Mertz. As it goes all the way down. The opposite 4 of DeVilliers. We'll pick that one up for Culver. Caracello trying to dispossess Miller. Venecinque does and gets it for Cardilli, who got it over for Gutworth in an opportunity that hit traffic. Bergen. Miller. Gutworth trying to get one to go through the wickets of DeVilliers, and he instead sends it all the way down the ice. For the 9 of Paget. Across to the 8 of Keenan. Right on the doorstep, and they say it went in. Jacob Paget will get the game-tying goal for the Eagles. 2-2 with 5 left to play in the second. So Paget will get the goal. And not this thing at 2. Only goal to be scored in this second period. As some of the Mount students who came down to watch a period of play start to exit the arena and head back to campus just up the hill from where we sit at Adelard Arena. All right, Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit stanleytree.com for more information, and by Hampton Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Chase Pirtle. Sorry, my apologies, Connor Jangle, as that's the 12, not the 21, for Mertz. Metelkin. Murphy. Hits off of the boards, comes all the way back for Jingle. Jingle sent that one wide, deflects off of the Zamboni doors. Metelkin wiped out as he was going to the corner against Isaac Fecto. Or, my apologies, I'm seeing numbers. As Fecto skates to the bench. And a whistle and a tripping call to come. So to the box will go the 10 of Phil Lalonde. 2 minutes for tripping, and it's going to send Mount on a power play. Three and 3/4 of time to be played in this second period. Bosland for New. Back for Bosland once again. He has to track all the way back. They switch sides for Pirtle. Popped up off of the blue line area. Continued by Montgomery, pushed down. No call from the referees. The Mount bench not all that happy. They were a little boisterous. Bosland hit hard into the boards. No call on that one. Pirtle. For Bosland, down for New in the corner. Back for Chase Pirtle. New had it go past his outstretched stick. 1:09 remaining in the advantage. 2:51 left to go here in the period. Bosland cycles across once again. Montgomery trying to hold. Looking for any space. Had a slot right through to Prosma, and he couldn't pull it. Bosland winds, fires just wide. Bouncing puck came back for Pirtle. Bosland again fires the deflection from New, and it goes up into the netting. "37 seconds remaining on the advantage." Cardilli wins the faceoff for the Saints. For Jangle, Cardilli wide of the cage. That one will get cycled around. No, it does not. It hit traffic in Caracello and stayed on the side. Jangle looking and holding. 16 seconds still in the advantage. That one had to get kicked aside by McCarr on the attempt that came from Venesenque. Calibret will hold that one behind his own net. Picked up by Connor Jingle as he skates out very quickly. Penalty is expired. We're back to 5-a-side hockey. Cycled around for Venesenque. Lost it on the edge of the board. Came off of the seam and went straight back out past him. Calibret will hold on to that one for safety, as right in front of him was Lalonde. Ironically, you can't get much more of a level game than this. 2-2 on the scoreline, 19-19 in the shots on goal. Off of the back corner boards, it cycles around past Mertz. Right in front was an opportunity. That was pushed aside by Calibret as it sat on the 13 of Diaz. Romicelli got tripped down, but still continues to hold it. Gets it forward for Metelkin. They're going to call offside. Faceoff will come to the offensive side. Blue line for the Saints. And a save made by McCarr. Murphy, Metelkin, Mertz, Mullen. Romicelli for the Saints right now to finish off this period. Mullen for Murphy. Metelkin in the corner. Metelkin got dumped down, and the arm goes up from the referee this time. Whistle and a high sticking call will be made. Larry Keenan will go to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. "37 seconds of regular clock time remaining, and now a 2-minute power play for the Saints. Pirtle has it go underneath his stick. Prosma for New. Pushed off by DeVilliers. Defensively for Culver. Back out into the neutral zone. Boslin has to chase this one all the way back behind his own net as he overlaps with Pirtle. Pirtle will bring that one forward. Can work with Montgomery and New, and Prosma has now re-entered the zone offensively. Boslin patrols the back line. Final 4 seconds, right in front, score! There's going to be penalties after the play, but Daniel Prosma has a power play goal, and the Saints have the lead at 3-2. They're going to put Montgomery in the box with Will Shepard. 2 minutes each for roughing after the goal occurred. And we'll go 4 on 4 for 2.2 seconds. And then the rest of it will occur in the third period. Daniel Prosma is going to pick up his 4th of the season. Thomas New will get the assist, his 10th. As the horn will sound, and that'll end the second period of play. Saints have an insurance policy. They've got a goal from Daniel Prosma, and they lead 3-2 after 2. You're watching RA St. M's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot,
As we welcome you back and get set for the third period of action, we'll have a minute 58 of coincidental penalty time. The Saints lead 3-2. Today's third period brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit stanleytree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. Riley Mullen, Thomas New, as it's kicked around for Chase Pirtle. For New, behind his own net. Carries that one out to the blue line. Pirtle. And then continued on once again by New for Mullen. And that one sent in. Had Pirtle on the doorstep. And it's kicked aside by McCarr. Chase Pirtle drops it for New at the blue line. New tied up with Lalonde. As the puck pops free and comes back for Jangle. Jangle works with Bosland. Jangle now carrying that one up the line. Jangle will go ahead and wrap around the backside himself and then gets thrown into the boards by Keenan. 30 seconds remaining in the penalties. 18 and a half to play here in the third. For the 13 of DeDios to shepherd that one down. Gutworth, Venesinque, Christian Venesinque had that one go behind, circles back with it. Bosland, an opportunity, and back to Venesinque in the corner for Gutworth. That's peeled away by the 20 of Nick Curley. From Mertz, fired from the blue line, and a save made by McCarr. Noah Mertz, 4 goals, 7 assists on the season, or 11 points and a plus 16 as he plays in his 22nd game of the year. Up on the back side was Murphy. Second attempt from Bosland. Came from the point and may have gotten a piece of the post on its way past. Nolan King as he goes toe-to-toe against the 11 of Yun Yi. Murphy comes away with it. Murphy fires. That one hit the blocker pad and sent to the side by McCarr. For the 21 of Zach Zhang. Off of De Villiers and all the way down. Culver goes for a line change. Mount's going to look for a line change here if they can clear the zone. Craftfully carried out and dumped all the way down for icing, and that's going to at least allow. And they're going to say no, it does not allow the line change. So Mount gets stuck. Face-off won by the Saints. Bosland cycles that one around the backside boards. It gets past the 20 of Omicelli and all the way down and icing again. Face-off this time won by the Eagles. Bergen. Bergen goes against King. So 2 down there is a 17 of Mason Miller. Omicelli tried to get that one past the blue line. Kicks back for Murphy. Murphy does get it past. Murphy and Omicelli working, and that one is dispossessed. Poked away by Lalonde. Riley Mullen had it for a moment. Chase Pirtle's going to try to re-enter the zone. Culver has 2 of their own players collide with each other. Pirtle still cycling with it as he goes for Blake Montgomery. Montgomery will send that one into the corner as Pirtle chases it against the 15 of Samuel Trush. Montgomery for New as he tried to slot that one back up top. Riley Mullen goes opposite side corner for Pirtle. And a save made from McCarr. New gets pinned into the corner, comes back out to the top. Jangle held onto it for a moment before he went down from Montgomery. Mullen tried to whack at that one, mishandled it, and it comes all the way back down. Save made by Calibret on a streaking Jacob Paget. Paget battling with New. Montgomery comes in to help out. Montgomery is going to loop his way through a couple of different Culver players and will get tripped down at center ice. And we're going to get a penalty on Culver and a power play for Mount. As Romulus Riego de Dios will go to the box for 2 minutes for tripping. Bosland fired one. Save made by McCarr. Gutworth. Jake Gutworth scored the first goal of the day for Mount. Added to by Chase Pirtle and Daniel Prosma. The 3 on the day for the Saints. Cardelli dumps that one down into the corner, chases his own dump around. Caracello cycles it to Boslin. Comes off of the sideboards for Gutworth. Back for Caracello again. Gutworth goes to help him out. Gutworth looking for a backhanded attempt. Couldn't get one across. It was pushed back out to the blue line by the 23 of Bergen. Over skating it was Murphy as it kicked off of his boot. Murphy, Venesinque, and offside is called. Face-off won by Mount for Mason Miller, and he sends that one all the way down. Culver was going for a line change. Omicelli to Murphy. Murphy dumped down hard, and Sticks left laying on the ice after the collision between Murphy and Paget. Big hit along the boards sent the 28 of King into the 13 of Hunter Bruce. Metelkin in front for Omicelli, and that was traffic in the way of the 6 of Will Shepherd, who blocked that one out. Penalty boxes are empty. We play 5 aside. 12:20 left to go here in the third as the Saints lead 3-2. Mertz, Omicelli, Mertz! Oh, what a save by McCarr. Omicelli and Mertz had that one dialed up, and McCarr just stonewalled him. As Mertz and Mullen switch sides now. Back for Mullen, Chase Pirtle. Lost it on the opposite side of the blue line as he took the stick of the 17 of Mason Miller with him. From Montgomery in the corner, down to Chase Pirtle. 11:45 left to go. The speed of this game has increased as the game has gone on. A little bit of urgency and intensity being felt by both sides. Mount wants an insurance goal. Culver wants a tying goal. That's worked through the zone by New. Cross for Mullen. Fired one off of the pads of McCarr. Hits off of the sideboards. Comes back for Alex Boslin. Boslin sends that one forward for New. That would have been offsides. Had to be held by Montgomery before he dumped it into the zone. Dispossession by Venesinque right in the center. And it goes all the way down, and icing will be the call. All right, Saints Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, brought to you by Stanley Tree, employee owned and operated. Visit StanleyTree.com for more information, and by Hamden Sports Center, Connecticut's Hockey Pro Shop. The end of a long weekend worth of games, as that one is right on the doorstep and saved by McCarr, as both Venesinque and Gutworth were there. From here, we will see you next weekend on the 20th, U14s against Valley Forge Minutemen, as they'll play 2. And then on December 2nd and 3rd, the 15s, 16s, and 18s return home. Big games against Florida Alliance and Connecticut Elite. Face-off won by Culver, as Paget just dumped that one down on Calibret. Venesinque pushes it through the blue line area. Venesinque fired one. Save made by McCarr, and fisticuffs after the play. And they'll just let it all sit. $10 left to go here in regulation. Pushed along the sideboards through the neutral zone area by Lalonde. Murphy trying to work with this one with Omicelli. Popped up off of the glass. Metelkin. Lalonde fires one. It goes off the edge of the glove of Calibret. Big save from Calibret to keep this game as Saints lead. Murphy dumps down, and Calibret absolutely flattened that one from midair to the ice in a split second, and a huge save Face-off won by Zach Chang. Montgomery for New. Carried out, left at the blue line. New was trying to get that across the Chase Pirtle. Hand pass called. It's going to go down in the corner of the offensive zone for the Saints. Scoots past Bosland. He'll backtrack, drops it for Pirtle. Chase Pirtle will head to the opposite side as he dropped that one to Montgomery. Now for New. Chase Pirtle again on the sideboards. Montgomery, New, nifty little maneuver. New still has it, got it off the side of the net. As it spun around, Mertz into the corner. Pirtle from Montgomery back to Mertz. Deflects it off the sideboards, but Montgomery fired one. That one's kicked aside by McCarr. Carried out of the zone craftfully by Zhang. Will dump it down as Culver will go on a line change. Mertz will pick it up behind his own net. Flicked up into the Mount student section. And everybody scrambled for a quick second. Seven and change. I feel like if a goal gets scored by the team in white and red, the opposite left side will erupt. But instead, they're going to erupt on the call as Calibret makes another huge save. Big hit along the Zamboni doors as Mullen went into the 13 of Didias all the way down. Icing will stop play. Face-off won by Culver. Kept in by Lalonde. That one went off of the post and up into the netting. A goaltender's three best friends, the left post, the right post, and the crossbar. And that one worked for Calibret. Off of the helmet of Cardilli, came back down right in front of him. Gutworth flicks that one up high, comes all the way down. Icing negated. All the way back for Gutworth again. Opposite side for Jangle. Dumped down into the corner looking for Venesinque. Venesinque is going to have to fight for this one. Instead, it's peeled out and comes through the zone on the stick of the 21. And Calibret. Culver says goal. Calibret is trying to say no, and there's no signal from the referees. I don't know about that. That was awfully, awfully close. The refs are saying it's not in the goal. The refs are saying it's not in the goal. It was in Calibret's arm before he got pushed into the goal. And the net was off the moorings as well in the process. So it is no goal as it stands. And Omicelli moves that one forward. For Mertz. Mertz gets pushed into the corner. Puck pops all the way back out once again as it sits on the 6 of Shepard. Wide of the 9 of Paget as he shepherds that one backward to Villiers, who just got absolutely throttled in to the boards by Metelkin, and we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play. And Metelkin Metelkin's going to get put in the box. 2 minutes for roughing. And it's going to put Culver on a power play. Mullen deflects that one off of the sideboards. Sends it all the way down. Carried forward by the 8 of Keenan. As he works that one for Kaysen Onyi. Again through the 23 of Bergen. Keenan. Bergen. Back to Keenan again. Keenan fires. Calibret comes up with another huge save and more extracurriculars after the play as Mullen and Lalonde are pushing each other. 1:24 remaining in the advantage, 5:12 left to go in the period. 5:12 may be the amount of time remaining in this game. As we play here in the third period. Kaysen Onyi. Shot saved by Calibret again. For the 8 of Keenan. Keenan. Onyi back to Keenan again. Keenan got it. A power play goal for Larry Keenan. And we're knotted at 3. Connor Jangle works that one forward. Off Montgomery for Thomas New. Back for Montgomery again, offside. It's called. Bosland dispossessed by De Dios. Mishandled, came right back out in front, shot and a score from Paget. Timeout called by Mount. This game has flipped itself on its head. 4:22 left to go in the third. All of a sudden, it's Eagles 4, Saints 3. You're watching RA St. Sam's Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Dumps in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretch.
After the timeout, 4-3 Eagles over the Saints as this one from Murphy goes to Mertz and is dropped all the way down into the corner, and a loose puck still, and now the referee says, my bad. The puck was still loose. He thought it was underneath the glove of Makar. So we got a face-off in the offensive zone for the Saints. Murphy tried to win that one against Bergen. Off of the side of Lalonde, Mertz tries to control it against Mason Miller. Will come all the way back for Connor Jangle. 3:55 left to go. We keep our eyes to the left side and see if Michael Calibret will get pulled at any point. Hard shot, save made, backhanded attempt, trying to streak one across his Calibret, just made two really good saves. Big shot from Lalonde went wide. Paget loops that one around the backside boards. Lalonde had it for a moment before it sent all the way out into the neutral zone for Keenan, and a whistle and a stoppage of play. Face-off that's won by DeVilliers. Controlled for Mount by Boslin, and then Venisenque. Jake Gutworth back for Boslin. Boslin, nifty little maneuver to keep it at the blue line. Boslin gets yard sailed from his stick, and then has to leave the twig laying behind the net. He'll switch out as it's carried by DeDios all the way down on Calibret. Gutworth on the side boards. 2:25 left to go in regulation. A 4-3 scoreline. Eagles over the Saints. Eyes on the left-hand side. And see where Calibret goes. Off of the side boards, Gutworth pinned to the boards, gets taken down by Keenan. Kaysen up along the side of the glove of Hogan. Hurdle carries that one forward for Murphy. Ticks off of Murphy. And a whistle and a offside called, and about ready to go was Calibrate. He's all the way out in the middle of the circle area. If Calibrate's just going to go now, they're going to pull him. So they're going to go 6-on-5 from the face-off. Thought they were going to wait for the face-off first. Calibrate was skating back and forth for a second, and then they just said go. So Calibrate's off, 6-on-5. For 1:37 left to go. Mount wins the face-off, dumps it into the zone. Gonna cycle around for Pat Murphy. Murphy keeps this one right in front. Opportunity for Metelkin. Oh boy. McCarr makes the save. Nick Metelkin had an opportunity, and Saints will get the face-off in the offensive zone. Shot from the point that came from Murphy comes back around. It scooted past Boslin. Murphy is going to have to get this one to go through. Metelkin can't get it to go. Comes back down for Chase Pirtle. Pirtle mishandled it. Pirtle's got it back. Sends for Boslin. For Thomas New. Last minute to play. New got stood up. Left it for Montgomery. Montgomery fires just wide. Backhanded attempt, and it hit the side of the net. Comes back for Boslin again. Sacrificing the body was Romulus Riego de Dios. It loops around the backside. New at the blue line to Boslin. Back to New to Boslin again. Alex Boslin. Pat Murphy. Murphy fired one. That one sticked aside by traffic defensively in front of McCarr. It's going to come around for the 23 of Bergen, wide of the net. Final 20 seconds to play. This one is going to be down to the wire. New in the back zone. Can't pull it out. Montgomery flicks it forward. It's going to roll down into the corner. Pirtle will chase after it on the backside boards. Murphy's there, and that's going to be it. 4-3 Eagles over the Saints, as now there's fisticuffs after the play. More pushing and shoving going on after the play, as there is a Mount player who's down on the ice. And it's the 19 of Pat Murphy.
Home refs and all.
4-3, your final score this afternoon from Adelard Arena. That'll do it for us here on Fans Only Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.